going on, everybody? It's Instructor Hudson. I'm over here at what was formerly known as Peter's Gun Store on 13 Mile in Gratiot. So about 2 years ago, I came out here and I made an attempt to purchase this location because it also has a gun range inside of it. Unfortunately, I was unable to get it. I came over here with a partner and we checked out the range and we checked out everything else, and it's also a building attached to it that actually like a house, really, a house with upstairs bedroom, bathroom, and the whole nine. So we made an offer for both locations at $200,000. They didn't accept that offer. He was asking for about $300,000. And the thing is, the gun range was not functioning. He wouldn't tell me that, but I knew it because I did a lot of research, and just being in this industry, I knew that the range had been shut down by the state of Michigan. But he was giving me the impression that the range was okay. So like I said, I lowballed him at 200. He refused that price. So I went on to do other things, and I'll talk about that another time. But some African-American young ladies end up acquiring this location through, I believe, land contract, I was told, and put a lot of money into it. And this was going to be the first female African-American gun store and gun range in the United States.
As gun violence continues to impact families across Metro Detroit, one local woman is taking a different approach, using education and training to save lives.
In this week's Detroit Proud, Lauren Winfrey introduces us to Slim Sims, who's also making history as the first Black woman in the country to own a gun store and range.
It started as a dream. Driven by a commitment to gun safety.
They're carrying and they're using firearms and killing our children, and we don't want that.
So, Sim Slims, a Detroit native,
I am from Mac and Bewick,
decided to do something about it.
I am the first African American woman to own a gun range and store in the USA.
But Slims.
What's going on, everybody? It's Instructor Hudson with Open Arms ENT. So today I'm doing a tribute to what was supposed to be the first gun store and gun range that was to be opened by African-American female in the country. About maybe 2 years ago, I was searching for a gun store. I wanted to find a place to run my business. That's when I started Red Zone Firearms, because the initial location of Red Zone Firearms was supposed to be on Gratiot. And if you're from the city of Detroit or know anything about the east side of Detroit, Red Zone is located on Gratiot. This particular gun store was not going to be in the Red Zone, but it was going to be on 12 Mile in Gratiot. It was formerly the old Peter's Gun Store. Peter's Gun Store was in business since, I believe, 1970 something, all the way up until maybe about 2-3 years ago. It just kind of came under my radar that Peter's was for sale. I didn't even know. And again, it was a whole gun store with a gun range attached to it. There are currently no African-American gun stores in the state of Michigan that I know of. Gun stores with gun ranges. I believe we may have one African-American gun store, like official brick and mortar store in the state that I know of. But anyway, at the time, I was going over there I was going to find a partner because I didn't want to jump into that situation alone. So I found a partner through a mutual friend, this Russian guy who happened to be a very cool individual. He was a tourist like me. and we talked, and we decided to go over there and take a look at Peter's gun store. So when we went over there, very old inside. The building was very old. Like I said, it was in 1970, so nothing was updated. The range I knew was shut down by the state because of ventilation issues, and I was told it was going to cost extremely a lot of money to get it back running correctly. So when I went over there, the partner that I got with just for this venture decided he didn't want no parts of it. But it was really my idea in the first place. He was just going to join in. And it was my passion, and still is my passion, to have a gun store and a gun range. So I made an offer. The offer I made, I believe, was around $200,000. So it was a gun store, gun range, and also attached to it, next door was it was like a house. It was not, it didn't look like a house from outside, but on the inside, the first level was like gutted. Then upstairs, there was a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living room. So I'm thinking like, wow, this would be a good opportunity to maybe turn this into an Airbnb. So I made the offer of $200,000 because I didn't really know how much the gun range was going to cost to get back in operation. I know that gun ranges are expensive, and I knew that they was very outdated. So I knew it was going to be extremely a lot of money. And it was the reason that he himself, Peter, the son of the father who opened the gun store, it was the reason that Peter didn't reopen. It was the reason he didn't put the money in it himself. It was a couple thousand, he would have probably done that, but he didn't. Also, he was telling me that nothing was wrong with the range. He was telling me that the range was fully ready, fully functional, but I knew that was a lie. I've been in this industry for almost 20 years, so I knew that he was lying to me. So I think he wanted about $350,000. I wasn't going to pay him that kind of money. It was a possibility of doing a land contract, but I wasn't going to do a land contract on that type of money, knowing that I didn't know how much it was going to take to get the gun range operating. So I ended up leaving that. He didn't take my offer. I ended up leaving that situation, and I got into another situation, which I'll talk about on a later date.
Wembley in Southfield, where some parents are up in arms over a gun shop opening up next door to a daycare center.
I was in disbelief when I first saw it. Very clearly, guns and children do not mix.
Michael Brewer is livid. A gun shop is set to open next door to the IXL Learning Center and Baby Genius at 12 Mile near Greenfield in Southfield. He has a child at IXL and is concerned for the safety of children there.
It could be someone handling a firearm and there's an accident. It could be someone who's mentally unstable that's purchasing a gun right next to a school.
There are definitely gun safety rules that have to be followed for anyone that is legally operating a firearm. There are state gun laws that have to be followed, and best believe that over here at Red Zone Firearms, we are following all those laws.
Shamari Hudson owns Red Zone Firearms. He's a federal firearm licensed dealer who operated out of an office building in Southfield before getting his first brick and mortar. Did anybody at the city of Southfield say anything or raise any concerns?
They done everything that they're supposed to do, and trust me, if I wasn't supposed to be here, that sign would not be up.
Yes, he is doing everything that he should be doing appropriately, although we don't agree that the city of Southfield should be allowing this so close to a place of children and a state-funded schooling program.
But I heard through a business acquaintance of mine that it was purchased by two African-American females, and their plans was to open this gun store with the gun range. So I was excited for them. When I initially heard about it, I was very excited for them, and I wanted them to succeed. So I heard about it, and then I kept on doing my thing. Months go by. I would hear that the store wasn't open yet. It was Gunsmoke 313. I heard that it wasn't open yet, and I had a little situation opening up a gun store where I was dealing with a lot of stress from the community, the neighbors. It was all on the news, the whole nine. So I ended up not opening my store, but I was blessed in that situation to come out with some funds,
Let
with
me
some money.
understand this. You're telling me that the daycare center literally paid you to not open?
Correct. I was paid, and they had to take over a 3-year lease that I was locked into.
So the daycare center owner was willing to literally come out of pocket. Was it 5 or 6 figures?
6.
So a 6-figure amount, this daycare owner decided to pay you to not open your firearms store. That is, I've never heard of that before. For them to be willing to take that approach to stop someone from opening up their doors of a legitimate legal business that was already approved by the city, by the federal side, but yet because you're opening within proximity of their business, they paid you to not open. Wow.
So I end up seeing the video of Gunsmoke 313 on the news that someone sent to me and letting me know that it still wasn't open yet.
Slim's goal isn't to put more guns in more hands. Instead, she says she wants to empower communities through education and training. And the shop, well, it's pretty chic too.
It's very important for a gun owner to understand safety is first.
Something Sims knows well. She grew up around guns. Both her father and sister are veterans. And though her sister died, she helped inspire this project. And her dad has supported her through sickness and health.
I've been battling cancer, but I still chose to do this.
Slim's tenacity is proof with enough passion and the right people around you, anything is possible. And when I asked her what makes her Detroit proud, she says it's home and where she learned to dream big.
I'm proud to say that Gunsmoke 313 found its home in Roseville, Michigan, but we never will ever leave or forget about Detroit.
Lauren Winfrey reporting, CBS News, Detroit.
So after going through my situation, I felt that I should reach out to these sisters and wonder and figure out why isn't their gun store and gun range open. I wanted to find out if they needed any help because when I was going through my situation, no one really helped me from outside of my family. I mean, I don't want to say nobody, but it felt like it was basically me against the world. So the gun store, Gunsmoke 313 being in Roseville, Michigan, I wanted to see if these sisters needed some help from anybody. So I was able to get in contact with the FFL dealer, young lady by the name of Crystal. They call her Miss Slim Sims. I spoke with her partner first. I got in touch with her partner first. And then she spoke with Crystal. Crystal told her to give me her number. So I called Crystal and come to find out we used to work together doing security at Motor City Casino many, many years ago. So that was cool. I remember her and everything. So I told her, what's going on, Crystal? I said, we need to talk. We need to link up. Like, what's going on? Why the store not open yet? Let me network with you, and let me help you and your partner open up this gun store. Because again, this is going to be the first female African American gun store and gun range in the United States that I know of, that we knew of. So I spoke with her on a Thursday on the phone. We was going to talk that following week on Monday and schedule a date. I was trying to get with her that coming up Thursday. My plan was to back them and help them in any way I could, whether it be adding finances, time, energy, connections. I was going to have their back while they do their thing, and I was still going to do my thing or just partner with them in their venture, because I thought it was a coincidence that the location that I wanted to get, I did not get it, but I was possibly going to be able to partner with the women, the African American women who are going to open up this gun store and range. We were going to make history, or they were going to make history. So weekend goes by. Monday, I get a message from her partner. She messaged me on Facebook stating that Crystal had passed away. So again, Crystal is the federal firearms license dealer. So everything has to go through Crystal in order for the store to open. I was devastated. Again, I had just spoke with her a couple days prior to that, and we were supposed to link up, network, and figure out how we're going to get this gun range open. Crystal suffered from cancer. So all while she was battling cancer, she was fighting cancer and fighting to open up her gun store and gun range. I didn't really find out till I got to know who she exactly was, that she was an FFL, and how dedicated she was to firearms. I believe she was an FFL a year longer than me. She was just kind of under the radar. I think she was home-based. And then she decided to branch out and fulfill her dreams of being a gun range, gun store owner. So when she deceased, it really hurt me, man. It really hurt me that I lost a sister in arms. Fast forward, I spoke with the partner. She was devastated about the whole situation, all different types of ways, which I can totally understand. They've came out of over hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this location to where they can at least open up to sell firearms. Now the FFL dealer passes away. And she's not an FFL herself, so she can't open a store. And that's when I found out it was under a land contract. So they didn't outright buy the store. So all this money they put into this location, if they're not making their monthly payments, ultimately the store went back to Peter. So it's very unfortunate. I went over there, checked it out. The big Gunsmoke 313 logo had been taken down, been painted over. From the outside, it looks like they never existed. But it was a whole story to tell. So that's why I felt like someone had to tell their story. So I'm here telling the story of Crystal, Slim Sims, who had a dream of opening a gun store in the gun range. And like I said, she was a former co-worker of mine at Motor City Casino in security. So also I lost a sister in arms, co-worker, and so my father lost a daughter. She had aunties, she had family, sisters. So it's very tragic. But I just wanted to tell the story of Miss Slim Sims, who had a dream. Who knows what's to come of that location? From what it looked like, I probably believe they're trying to sell it for anything other than a gun range at this point. Because unless someone purchase it and spend whatever the money is necessary to get that range open, I don't know if it's going to cost maybe $500,000. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be that much. Some people say $1 million, but I don't think that much, but who knows? With technology these days and with things going on, I mean, it can't cost that much, but definitely probably in the hundreds of thousands. That's why I lowballed them and I kind of stayed away from it. Probably was a blessing that I didn't get into it myself. But maybe if I would have partnered with them too in the beginning, we could have all figured it out and had that store up and running. But thanks for y'all for listening. Again, RIP to Crystal. Also her partner, I'm not going to say your name, but shout out to you as well. I know you put a lot of work in, a lot of dedication. I know you spent a lot of money, put a lot of time, a lot of energy into a project that never got fulfilled. So I hope God blesses you with everything that you put into it. I hope God blesses Crystal's family and her legacy lives on. This is Open Arms ENT. Peace.